You look at the world today and wonder if the chaos, the shaking, the division, and the darkness are just random cycles of history, or if they are signals, warnings, and signs that something far greater is unfolding right before your eyes. What if the shocking truth is that everything happening around you is pointing to one reality few are prepared to face? That Jesus is returning soon, and the signs are not hidden in mystery, but written clearly for anyone willing to see. You feel the tension in your spirit when you hear of wars, when you see morality collapse, and when you sense the world shifting toward something you can't quite describe. That uneasiness is not confusion, it's recognition, because the Bible has already spoken of these days. And ignoring the signs won't delay His coming. It will only dull your readiness. The first sign is the rise of deception, the spreading of false teaching, false gospels, and false Christs. Jesus Himself warned in Matthew 20, "For that many would come in His name, deceiving many." You live in an age where lies spread faster than truth, where smooth words disguised as inspiration lure people away from holiness, and where entire churches reshape the gospel to fit culture rather than confront it. Deception is not always blatant. It is often wrapped in half-truths, sounding close enough to Scripture to pass the casual test, but twisted just enough to lead astray. The shocking part is that deception works best not on the rebellious, but on the religious who stop discerning. You must ask yourself, are you anchored enough in truth to recognize a counterfeit when it comes wrapped in light? The second sign is global unrest and conflict. You hear of wars and rumors of wars, nations rising against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms, and you think it's just politics, but Jesus said this would be a marker of the last days. From superpower rivalries to ethnic conflicts, from terrorism to nuclear threats, the escalation of violence is not just history repeating. It is prophecy unfolding. And the warning is clear: do not be alarmed, because these things must happen, but recognize that they are contractions, birth pains announcing that something is about to break forth. The danger is not in the wars themselves, but in letting them numb you into thinking they are normal. The third sign is the shaking of creation itself. Famines, earthquakes, pestilences, and natural disasters increasing in frequency and intensity. Romans 8 says creation groans, waiting for redemption. And what you see in the fires, floods, hurricanes, and plagues is not random chaos, but groaning intensifying. Few realize that every headline about a global food shortage or another catastrophic earthquake is not just a scientific report, but a prophetic echo, reminding you that the world itself is convulsing under the weight of sin and crying out for the King's return. The fourth sign is the rapid moral collapse of society, the open celebration of sin, the redefining of right and wrong, and the shocking reversal of values that Isaiah warned about when he said, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil." You live in an age where perversion parades proudly, where purity is mocked, where faith is silenced, and where rebellion is marketed as freedom. This is not just cultural drift. It is prophetic fulfillment. 2 Timothy 3 says people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying its power. If you read that and then look at the news, you see not coincidence but confirmation. The fifth sign is the regathering of Israel and the rising tension around it. Few prophecies are as clear and as shocking as the return of the Jewish people to their land after centuries of exile. Ezekiel spoke of dry bones rising again, and in 1948 the world saw what had been unthinkable: the rebirth of a nation against all odds. Israel's existence is not a political accident. It is a prophetic clock. And the ongoing conflict surrounding it, the growing hostility against it, and the focus of the nations upon it are not random. They are signs. Zechariah says all nations will gather against Jerusalem, and you are already seeing the stage being set. To ignore Israel is to ignore one of the loudest warnings God has placed in front of you. The sixth sign is the acceleration of technology and knowledge, something Daniel prophesied when he said knowledge would increase. You live in an era where in a single generation humanity has leapt from letters delivered by hand to instantaneous global communication, from limited libraries to the infinite scroll of digital archives, from basic tools to artificial intelligence capable of reshaping economies and societies. And hidden within this explosion of knowledge is both potential and peril. Technology that can track, control, and manipulate populations in ways Revelation hinted at when it spoke of systems where no one can buy or sell without a mark. You think it's just progress, but it is preparation, laying the infrastructure for prophetic realities. The seventh sign is the global spread of the gospel, the unstoppable advance of the message of Jesus into every nation, tribe, and tongue. In Matthew 24 verse 14, Jesus said this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. Through missionaries, media, digital platforms, and underground movements, the gospel is reaching places it has never gone before. Even in nations where it is illegal, the word is spreading. And every time another people group hears, every time another unreached corner receives, the prophetic clock ticks closer to midnight. These seven signs are not random. They are converging, overlapping, and accelerating. Deception is increasing while truth is mocked. Wars are escalating while peace feels fragile. Creation is convulsing while people dismiss it as climate cycles. Morality is collapsing while culture celebrates rebellion. Israel stands as a living testimony while the nations rage against it. Technology races forward, building systems that could easily host prophetic control. And the gospel spreads faster than persecution can silence it. Together, they form a picture you cannot ignore. The return of Jesus is not a distant theory. It is a looming reality. And what they mean is simple but urgent. They mean your time to play casual Christianity is over. They mean the delay you've justified in surrendering fully is running out. They mean your excuses for lukewarm faith will not stand when the trumpet sounds. They mean you must be watchful, prayerful, holy, and ready. Because the warning is clear. The Son of Man will come at an hour you do not expect. The question is not whether the signs are present. They are undeniable. The question is whether you will recognize them and live accordingly. Will you keep drifting, scrolling, and distracting yourself while prophecy unfolds around you? Or will you wake up and prepare your heart? Because when He comes, it will not be time to get ready. It will only be time to be ready. The challenge is this. Examine your life, strip away the compromise, anchor yourself in truth, deepen your prayer, and fix your eyes on the one who promised He would return. Do not let deception steal your discernment. Do not let fear steal your faith. Do not let apathy steal your urgency. The King is coming. The signs are shouting, and the time to decide is now.